share your thoughts. You know, share your thoughts.
Okay.
So, what did you think about it?
Meh, I don't know.
You weren't that excited about it? No? I thought it was a solid conference. Like, the number of games they showed is really good, and that's what we're used to from them. They showed, like Phil Spencer said, 42 games, and they were all very different, you know? It's just that my biggest problem is that they didn't really show, like, any new WoW games, except for maybe, like, Anthem at the end. That was a good way to close it. But that's not an exclusive, that's just a third-party game. And that's like my biggest problem with it. Of course, we saw the Xbox One X announced now, so that's going to be Project Scorpio. Comes out in November for $499. That's you know, that's okay. $499 is what I predicted. It's a little expensive, but, you know, it is a powerful console, of course. It's going to be more powerful than the Pro for sure. But, you know, my problem is still that, yeah, Microsoft just lacks... We already knew they lacked the studios, but in general they just lack the real exciting new games and stuff, you know? They showed a couple of really cool games, but most of them are like launch exclusives, which means that they just come out on the Xbox first and then they will come out to like PlayStation later at a certain stage. There were only a few real like actual Xbox One and PC exclusives, but those we already heard about. Like, how many did we see that were actually new, like exclusive games? I don't think a lot. Mostly what we saw of those was, you know, yeah, new Forza, of course, a State of Decay 2, Crackdown, Cuphead, you know, these games that we already knew about. So they didn't like announce a whole bunch of new, massive, new IPs, for example, what we wanted that would actually be exclusive. It was just a little... Like, as a conference it was cool and we saw lots of games and that's great to see, but it's just not gonna blow away. And I don't want to constantly bring up Sony or whatever and act like a fanboy here or something like that, but come on, like, Sony will show you reasons why you need to get a PS4. Microsoft doesn't really show you those reasons. They just show you really cool games that you can play on the Xbox, but they don't show you a reason why you need the Xbox, because you can also play most of it either on a PC or on a PS4. And that's still the issue right now afterwards, and so it's kind of what I expected, you know. It's a cool conference and they showed a lot of cool games, but is it gonna turn the tide? No way, it's not. And I also don't think that what they really showed of like Scorpio of the Xbox One X is that... I mean, you look at the game's graphics and you're like, well, they look really good, of course, but is the difference really there? Like, why would I really want to spend $500 on this if I already own a console? I don't know. That's just like with the PS4 Pro, by the way. The PS4 Pro is terrible too, in my opinion. Like a terrible kind of value proposition if you already own a PS4, for example. So I would get one if I didn't own one. Just like, you know, if you are an Xbox fan, you don't have a, you know, an Xbox One yet somehow, then of course get yourself an Xbox One X. But I just think that in general, you know, yeah, that's really the biggest issue Microsoft currently has. And so if I would rate the conference, I'd give it like a 7.5, 7 out of 10, something like that, 7, 7.5. Just because it was a cool conference on itself, but at the same time, you gotta look at it in a way that, well, the games that were really impressive, to me, Assassin's Creed looked cool, Anthem was really cool. Did you have any highlights? I guess that's kind of like really the biggest games, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of them, you know, you're going to be able to play on all platforms pretty much. So that's really the thing. So yeah. Anyway, that was I guess it for the review. Yeah. You seem a little down.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd give it a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Why? For the same reasons, I assume, but...
Yeah, I'm a bit interested in Assassin's Creed, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because of the setting, but I know what the gameplay will be like. So
not an Anthem?
Like, Anthem... I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't like... But you liked the setting in the original trailer. This was still that very same setting, it seemed.
The setting looks pretty, but...
Yeah. It's like Horizon, but even more realistic looking, and I don't know, looked even better than Horizon, honestly, to me. Like, yeah. I don't know, the graphics were insane on that, but I don't know if we missed anything, if the chat can remind us, but we're just doing this out of the top of our head, of course, after we've seen it, but yeah.
Pretty much anything else I really don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
Same goes for
well, you do have a specific taste, let's be honest, there's only few games you really enjoy, right?
Few?
Yeah, like you don't have a massive list of games you enjoy every year. Just like 3 to 5 or something, right?
I guess. Most
of the time, so. Yeah, and Metro, for example, was cool as well. Metro was cool. But that's also apparently confirmed to be just a all-platform kind of game. So, yeah. Shadow of War looked cool, though I wasn't too impressed by how they, you know, the humor they added to it, because it just seems like, once again, Lord of the Rings, of course, does have humor. The orcs as well, they are known for doing that to each other, but not that much. Like, these are literally minute-long conversations that they are having like that, which is a little over the top. So I just didn't like that about it. Yeah, Cuphead is cool, but once again, these are games we already knew about. You know, Cuphead, Crackdown, State of Decay, Forza was obviously coming. So yeah. It was a cool conference, but it didn't give me a reason really to want to buy an Xbox One X at all. So, people, anyway, we still have 850 people watching as the conference just ended with the live stream at least. We hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for tuning in.